Hello again, the gays. Welcome to my garden party fantasy. Straight people, you're of course welcome to tag along too, provided you're emotionally damaged. Hi, hey, how are you? Cringe. Let's talk about it. The word cringe has taken over my vocabulary. The gays. It just pops into my head all the time. Like when I randomly remember that month back in 2013 when all of my provided you're emotionally damaged songs were written in iambic
how are you?
pentameter. Cringe.
Why?
Let's
What
talk about
audience
it.
was
The
that
word
for?
cringe
Who
has
is this
taken
inconceivable
over
person I used to be?
Just pops
Cringe
into my head all the time. Like when I randomly
this word
remember
like
that
50
month
times a day.
cringe, provided
And
you're
I'm not the only
emotionally
damaged.
damaged.
Hi,
U.S.
hey, how are you?
Cringe.
Why?
Let's
What
talk about
audience
it.
was
The
that
word
for?
cringe
Who
has
is this
taken over
inconceivable person I used to be?
And it pops into my head all the time. Like when I
say this word like
50
50
times a day. Cringe,
And
provided you're
I'm not the only
emotionally
damaged. Hi,
U.S.
hey, how are you?
Cringe.
Why?
Let's
What
talk about
audience
it.
was
The
that
word
for?
cringe
Who
has
is this
taken over
inconceivable
person I used to be.
Some of the most
Pops into my head all the time.
time I was
Like
talking
when I
to you, say this word like that
50 times a day. Cringe, provided
And
you're
I'm not the only damaged. Hi, U.S. Hey, how are you?
Cringe.
Why?
Let's
I
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it.
The word cringe has
Hello
again.
Early days,
Some of the most
crazy
into my head all the time.
time I was talking
All my
to you, say this word like
50
that
times a day.
just have
Cringe,
And I'm not the only damaged. Hi, U.S. Hey, how are you?
Cringe.
Why?
Let's
I
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it.
The word cringe has
Oh, early days,
crazy
crazy
into my head all the time.
time I was talking to you, say this word like
50 times a day.
just have
Pen and says, "You have to click the pen." I said, "Oh." And then she reaches to get the receipt and tells me the pizza smells good. Then I said, "You too." And then I closed the door and killed myself. All of these responses illustrate exactly what writer Melissa Dahl says in her book, Cringeworthy, A Theory of Awkwardness. According to Dahl, the moments that make us cringe are when we're yanked out of our own perspective and we can suddenly see ourselves from somebody else's point of view. She quotes the anthropologist Edmund Carpenter, who in the 60s did a study of the Biami tribe in New Guinea, where he showed them mirror, video, and photographic images of themselves for the first time and described the results. They were paralyzed. After their first startled response, covering their mouths and ducking their heads, they stood transfixed, staring at their images, only their stomach muscles betraying great tension. So basically, they cringed at themselves. Maybe self-awareness always begins with cringing. Like pretty much everyone seems to hate the sound of their voice when they hear a recording for the first time. I guess because it sounds different from the way you hear it resonating in your head. So when you hear the recording, you realize, oh God, that's how other people hear me all the time. And you're suddenly aware of this clash between the way you appear to yourself and the way you appear to other people. That's when you cringe. The feeling Dahl describes as the intense visceral reaction produced by an awkward moment, an unpleasant kind of self-recognition where you suddenly see yourself through someone else's eyes. It's a forced moment of self-awareness, and it usually makes you cognizant of the disappointing fact that you aren't measuring up to your own self-concept. When you're talking too loud at a wedding and suddenly everyone turns around to see what asshole wouldn't shut up, you suddenly realize how you look to them, because we've all at some point turned around to see what asshole wouldn't shut up. But this time, you're the asshole. Cringe. Often it's the violation of an implicit social norm that makes us cringe. There's no law of state or even of etiquette that tells you exactly how loud you're supposed to speak at a wedding. It's something you have to intuit based on context. How loud are other people speaking? Is the ceremony about to begin and we're all supposed to be quiet now? According to YouTuber Vsauce Michael here, the function of awkwardness is that
it sands social dynamics by smoothing out what even etiquette doesn't rule on.
cringe is the electric shock, the emotional punishment